Hello and welcome to our 46th episode of our Adventures in Excordia campaign. I'm the GM Connor, and joining us on our newly renovated Fort Nix, now airborne map, is Pyro playing Cairn.
Hello, me are familiar faces. Oh no.
Norvin playing Indariel.
Much to everyone's disappointment.
Silver playing Tristan. Wait. Tristan playing Silver. There we go.
Damn it, Connor.
Tristan playing Silver. It's a mistakable mix-up.
Uranus, when did you get here?
Shane playing Morgana.
Who is Mr. Roboto, and what do I have to thank him for?
And Fergus playing Zonkiri.
I love pixie dust.
Alright, so
So
canonically,
much to unpack in those last two.
he's suited from drugs from hell.
Who let him into the flump cabinet?
Really getting into that
Zonkiri,
angel dust, quote unquote.
Zinkiri, would you murder the continent for a flump snack?
For a Klondike bar.
2 flumpy snacks? God.
Ooh, I'll do
You
it.
see,
I'm good.
Let's go.
Zonkiri is unfazed by the sins he must commit for that Klondike bar.
Must. Are you implying to keep it from him? Anyway. Oh, hang on. Talking about yourself for a second. And we're back. Hurt my teeth. And I had to yelp in pain for a moment. But last we left off, you all had
Bone hurty juice.
oh
What?
boy, that's gonna be a fun night. Is it episode 69 yet? No, okay.
We're getting there.
Last we left off, you all had finished up the Hell Race, concluded your affairs in the Abyss. We can flash back, Morgana, if there's anything you would have liked to have done with your soul coins, since you were unable to be with us.
I bought a bike.
You're right.
I spent mine and everyone else's bike.
Zonkiri had gone to a flesh sculptor and a few other places, picked up some abyssal larva, gained dark vision, and you all left. There's a few things I forgot to mention as we were leaving. Number one, Silver. Your plans for your Topaz Annihilator, you've discovered a new part.
Oh, really?
While working on the Hellfire engines, you had seen the destructive nature and how they broke things down, and have taken a few pieces of scrap infernal metal to integrate into the weapon to assist with its disintegrating nature. It's not too far off from completion. You probably would need 1 or 2 more components to finish the equation, and then you can build it.
Yay. Hellfire cannon.
Another point of order. Can everybody roll me a d20?
Oh, I remember now. This thing. Wait, oh god, you're giving us access to Eldritch Magics when he's zooted? Okay, let's go.
No, that's the D100.
Oh, let's do it. Wait, what the fuck was that D20 for then?
Alright, moving on.
212s,
Holy
can we go
fuck.
for 3?
Holy fuck, y'all.
Praise Nerdle.
Y'all sure you didn't grab d12s like Shane said? Okay. Moving on. You all had finished up repairing the flight systems at Aunt Apple's, and she'd even given you a full tank of, not only did you fix the flight, but you fixed the system to let you initiate warp. And while technically it's not how it worked, I was a little bit zoomed at the end of the last session and let it happen. normally, the light speed stuff doesn't work in atmosphere because it functions by slipping you into basically astral sea highways that connect planets to zip you along places. But I assume we didn't let it happen, so you all were able to do the slingshot. That is
They
the
pulled a
was.
U-turn.
a
Yeah.
U-turn.
Drifting in the astral sea.
Question: is
Yes.
it like Star Wars where we can turn this thing into a massive Mac round if we just bump into shit with it?
Only if you time it specifically to hit in the moment just before you're slipping into the astral sea.
Star Wars.
If you hit somebody in the exact position for that, you would still be material enough to slam in them, but you would vaporize
Okay,
yourself.
just checking because one of us has access to skeletons. So, look,
Yeah, no, it'd be a very expensive
real-
vaporization.
we're gonna go kill a dragon. Yeah.
Speaking of dragons
Or something.
and quests, you all had made your way to Moonwatch after hearing a declaration 2 weeks prior about from the governess of that after a recent attack on her city, her desire to partake in peaceful negotiations have evaporated, and the mourning of her city filled her with rage enough to send out very inflammatory statement to all the other people on Leoteth. To which Zankiri rightly pointed out, well, that was stupid of her. You all had appeared in the city with your U-turn maneuver and saw that there was a large bubble around it, and Daryl, crossing her eyes and focusing, was able to read the glyphs that hovered in the air, reading the dome that protects Moonwatch, and found that a bunch of these odd magic things had these definitive phrases. The stone that was held your base aloft was the cornerstone that lifted the island, and all sorts of definitive phrases were seen around. You all had connected that this was an emergence of that archaeomancy, that old form of magic that you had heard teased about for a few months now, in game, and many months out of game. You all have been. An audience has been requested with the governess now that you all have arrived back and you have your ship parked on the edge of your island. And I believe you all were taking a rest before you went to go see her. But I don't know of any other business you all had before you wanted to meet her. So, go ahead.
I can't conjure anything immediately. I'm pretty sure given people were here the last session, though, we didn't want to advance too far, so we literally did everything up until heading to the yes.
Speaking of which, people not here. You also know that Katira had left you all temporarily after discovering that her old war friends were in very deep danger. Apple had agreed to take her to Dilmeter, and then you all to Jaketh, the Elven continent that Silver was from. Katira still remains there, doing work to try and locate them, and since you all weren't used to the environment there, she's also gathering materials to help you all. I think that about covers everything that happened last time. But the day is yours. You all wake up. I'm pulling up music, but otherwise, the fort is repaired from the minor attack on it. You still have the mutant Dampier corpse that was located. And the day is yours. What would you like to do?
I actually had a mechanics question because I came with that when we were talking about characters,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to make sure because I was reading through the cleric list real quick. specifically in the channel divinity, it lists this. Does that mean that my that any boost to the spell save DC counts? Because the thought in VC the other day was that my where is it? Amulet of the Devout does not count towards that, but it just says it boosts the spell. It uses the spell save DC. So is it like a chicken before the egg thing, or should I -2 for my current
I
channel
mean,
divinity?
it says
DC?
technically the wording on it is you gain a bonus to your spell attack rolls and the saving throw DCs of your spells. However, I think that's stupid, and I think it should be instead say your spell save DC, which is equal for your channel divinity. So yes, your channel divinity
Okay.
DC will scale with your spell save DC from your amulet of the devout.
Okay, thank you. I just need to know whether I needed to keep in mind whether that be a 17 or a 19.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you.
otherwise I think it's a little silly. That like your once per long rest, one of your hallmark abilities just has no scaling, but your spells could.
I get that. I get much more than that.
Uh,
And also they're short rest. But retarded. Let's go.
I thought
I take it the same applies to the Arcane Grimoire. If I had such an ability, yes.
yeah, I mean, if there was a channel arcana ability, but I don't know if anything. But yes, it would.
I do.
Is it scale with your skeleton DCs
No.
and stuff? Oh, that was my best guess. The necromancy stuff, minion stuff. Anyway.
Sorry, just had to check that.
You all have arisen in Fort Nix. Just about every one of you feels jet lagged. Jet lag's a nice way to put it. Almost every one of you have some lingering unease from visiting the Abyss. I had not expected everyone to fail, but you all will notice in the morning that you have like the taste of sulfur in your mouth, or your nails have grown to a point.
Zonkiri's problem is that he left the Abyss since he came back here.
Nice. But all of you have some lingering minor effect that anybody proficient in religion can make a check to see how long it will take for it to go away on its own, or if it needs to be dealt with magically.
Well, I drank Florida water for years, so we're good.
And it's had no lingering effect.
Not hurting anymore.
And Daryl, you know that for the amount of time you all spent there, unless somebody started having extremely odd behaviors, and it would have happened immediately while you were there and continued after you left, then the effects should reverse over time. But you could have it reversed if you wanted to drop a greater restoration. You could.
Greater?
Yeah. You could undo it immediately. Otherwise, you can just spend time not in the Abyss and on the material the material plane, and the effects will naturally abate. So, I saw that.
Oh! I can't tell whether his reaction or his foot.
Did he stub his toe?
He probably stubbed his foot.
Knee, fellas. How many years have you
Nico-
known me, and how many times have I hit my knee on my desk?
Every part of you is in danger on your desk.
Ironically, normally it's by me bringing my leg up, and I hit the top of my knee. This time, I had my foot up and I brought it down, so I got like under my kneecap and the little tendon there.
Oh, the point. Yeah, no. That's a ringing bell there.
Sounds like you need to be better.
Yeah.
Rattle his bones.
Sounds like a skill issue.
Could be a skill. Anyway, bad decision one plays aside. Let's go talk to the governor.
you all make your way over to the platform that
Today.
that will take you to Moonwatch, and you just tell it, "Take me to Moonwatch," and it will lift off the ground and float you all towards Moonwatch. You all have not actually gone here yet. The closest you came is Zonkiri had, through a bag of holding and speedy courier, come back briefly, started to use the platform, and decided to reverse and not make his presence known. So as you all are coming into the city, you'll notice that where there used to be these large plinths that had this like aurora borealis effect around them, that aurora no longer exists. Instead, on those pillars are these large emerald green banners. In contrast to which you were used to, Moonwatch's banners were blue and silver, or blue and gold. Now you see this emerald green and platinum coloring in these large banners hanging over the sides. You see that the walls around it have been lowered slightly, but widened to give a sort of viewing border that people can look over the edge. As you come to touch down, you'll remember that there was a large, dynamic teleportation circle that was said to be some very old, odd magic. You see it there now, looking restored in part. The physical material seems to be repaired. You can still see like the veins of where new material has been inset into the old, but you still see that the magic operates just the same as it was before. It just looks a little nicer. The introductory park and things all look mostly the same. You just see now that there are... Oh goodness, I archived the Moonwatch map. I grabbed that. You will notice that there are people, the town guard walking around look a little different. As before, they were just kind of your standard guard, you know. Hang on, I'm about to sneeze.
I just realized something.
Never mind, it passed.
What?
Yes.
All the nobility on Moonwatch are black.
There's...
The fuck? It's very sunny over here.
Where did I...
Help. No, help you. That one left field. That was the next field over.
Nothing. I was just trying to find the banner for Moonwatch to see what it actually looked like, and I went to the Moonwatch section, and then there was the nobility of Moonwatch and the Moonwatch section, which are different for some reason.
Well,
And I
actually...
clicked on the nobility of Moonwatch, and I just started flipping through them to see if the banner was on Eloise Cromwell's, and it wasn't. But
So far, the ones that you've met, I'll go ahead and reveal everyone. There is technically,
So I'm hearing
there's
is
a
that
black
there's a correla-
dragonborn and a single white old lady.
So what I'm hearing, Connor, is there's a correlation between arcane power and melanin.
You can derive whatever you like, but here's the token.
Oh, the power! Oh my God, Connor!
I said it. Anyway, where was I? I was in the middle of saying, oh, the guards. Whereas before they were just kind of normal, like, medium armor, some heavy armor, but a lot more arcane folk. Here you see there's pretty much a uniform medium armor, but they all have these large stone gauntlets that go from the fingertips to the elbow. They have these scripts and bands that rotate around them with a large inset jewel in the back of the hand. Seems like we have a dictator tyrant. What? Very Gucci-like? Well. They do seem stylish. I mean, they have symbols of Moonwatch carved into them. Well, I say stylish. They have a sort of wizard aesthetic that would be stylish, but to the normal to the normal person, they seem mostly just to be stone. I've got to slow myself down tonight.
By all means.
They seem to be patrolling around in higher quantities than before, though you're unsure if this is a change after the emergence of archaeomancy, or after the recent attack that they just want a higher presence of people. You all are let in and actually recognized by the guard. Although the gates are down, they recognize you, and you are greeted by the guardsmen by name. Welcome, Zonkiri and weirdos. Welcome to Moonwatch. Please be safe, etc. And they let you in with no question. It's also there that they will remind you. They will ask that if you are able to visit with the governess. She's asked to have an audience with you.
Mm-hmm.
And now my question, party, do you go straight there, or do you continue to look around the city?
Let's go see how Krobik's doing. What do you guys think? Because if anyone's going to give shit to us straight, you were very whatever.
Her and
fuck's happening,
Cromwell are
Krobik.
buddies.
Yeah, but she's also a psychopath. So
You wanted to go to Crowbeaks?
I'm kind of curious.
Is the rest of the party going with Karen?
I just put it to. I'm putting it to the party. If we don't go, we don't go. Last time I roamed, bad things happened.
Can we go to the city map, please?
Oh, yeah.
Get your map, please.
My brain went empty.
I was muted.
Oh.
I was muted, and I was like, "Damn, I guess I really can't go to the city map."
No racials, no voice, no class.
I've been meaning to redo this map, but for now, it's in the same layout, just in the sky. I'm not bothering with the clouds, though.
No boats.
But did you want to go to Crowbeaks then?
Sure.
Okay. You all make your way over to Crowbeak's menagerie of trinkets. And you see that there is a sign that says closed for business.
Closed for business?
Yeah.
We got
Okay.
business.
It's hung on the
I made
outside
it
of the front
closed.
door.
Is there a window? Is all her shit gone?
Give me a perception check, because they're tinted glass.
What do my special orc eyes see?
You don't see her stuff in there.
Oh, her shit's gone.
The crow has flown the coop.
And Dario will pull out her little pocket mirror, open it up, give it a couple taps, and go, you around?
1 second.
Oh, mirror explodes.
Nearly. After a brief moment, because I almost hit the DC, you think it doesn't work, zoop, and then the large eye takes up the entire thing. Goes, yes, I'm around.
Did you leave Moonwatch?
Yes. Are you in Moonwatch? And she like rescinds back.
Yes, we're in Moonwatch.
Zoop, transmission end.
That bitch on the lamp.
Well, she's not here, nor does she want to speak with us because we are here.
Oh, that.
Is
That
it
bodes
possible
well.
there was an altercation between Crowbeak and the governess?
I have a feeling there's going to be a confrontation between us and the governess.
While they're.
Kind of side-eyes, Zankuri.
What's that white stuff on your nose, Ikari?
Shapes and colors.
Taste purple.
Oh shit!
Let's head to the governess and see what's going on.
You know,
Oh,
this
God.
is just this is some elaborate.
I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom.
All right, this is some elaborate fucking revenge for us taking in a literal hour and a half to get started on the race. Oh no! Let's fucking go. But while we're walking, I'm starting to get since Karen has been through a let's call it an authoritarian state before. Can I look around and see if there's some new darker vibes to the guards?
Give me an insight check with advantage because of your background.
Oh, I don't even need it. I already know there is.
And hats.
Hence my jokes about the Gucci uniforms.
Those are
Or
some nice
was it
boots you have
Versace
there.
that did those? I think it may have been Versace. It's one of the
Balenciaga.
two.
Balenciaga. Karen, you notice that the first thing you notice is there is a notable lack of people on the streets. Which normally wouldn't be suspicious on its own, especially after an attack on the city. But specifically, you notice that most of the most of the residents' windows are drawn, curtains block the windows. The people who are out, you see some of them seem relaxed, but some of them look very
They wearing
eyes.
armbands.
No,
I'm back.
some of them look very eyes forward,
Welcome back.
one foot in front of the other, goal, destination oriented, and they don't look like they're on a leisurely stroll. The
Be on your
guards
guard.
similarly look uncomfortable. With an 18, you can tell that they're not like the Custodian vampires you've seen, but there's like they have this human element to them that they're uneasy by the state of Moonwatch. You don't know if it's by the attack or how the people have changed.
Yeah. Not everyone would be on board right immediately, though there might be a couple who are overeager.
You would also
yeah.
remember, I'll say, giving a glance, I'd like to call your attention to what this is. You all have never visited it, but I think I have it on the World Anvil page. This was a historical site. It was where a large meteor had crashed, and it produced the enhanced magical aura around Moonwatch. It helped anchor the ley line nexus above the city, and was most of the cause for its magical heritage. There's construction around it. Something new is being put there.
Hmm.
Does it look like a statue of a certain woman?
Doesn't look like anything yet, but you see there's a lot of stone around.
Could be a pylon. Not sure. I'm not arcane. However, I'm starting to see an uncomfortable seating. Familiarity to home.
Yes, yes, this tends to happen with less confident wizards.
So who's taking the vote on whether that's going to be a statue or a super weapon? I'm thinking pylon to cut on, call down hellfire upon enemies.
Probably some
Oh.
sort of arcane focus.
Is there any
Giant wand.
other place in the city you'd like to visit before you visit Cromwell's estate?
Given I am actually now looking for parallels. How's I want to just swing by the church, see if they're starting to get edge out of town, so to speak.
You go by the temple?
Yeah.
You remember that this temple was mostly devoted... You remember that this temple was mostly devoted to a god of music and arts.
Oh, those go first.
It was part of a bard's college, attached to it. You go there now, and you notice that there is a stunning silence, a lack of music or any revelry. You step inside, it's quiet, and it has that kind of deafening silence that makes you uneasy, especially for a place that had previously been frequented by most of the residents of Moonwatch.
Mm-hmm. Shit. All right, I'm getting vibes. Let's go see the ruler. Unless you all have anything want to check out.
Let's go speak to the new dictator.
Ach, my sister, do not say something like that in front
say
of
that
the Wolfsaffen.
In the temple?
While they were checking the temple, Morgana would have went to the park.
You go to the park, and you are the only one who sits on the bench and stays. There are people who cross through. There are guards who patrol almost constantly. But you see there's like no children playing, nobody having lunch. There's just an empty
Are
park.
there still critters running around?
Give me a perception check.
spinning sheet.
It's pretty good with
Oops.
24.
As the GM.
None.
None?
Nope. No birds. No ants. No squirrels.
I'll stand up and walk back to the party.
So back to the question. Did you say that out loud?
Definitely.
Ken, you have a high enough passive insight to notice that the receptionist, hearing that statement in this loud, echoey temple, like, seizes up. Like, holds her breath in anticipation. And then promptly turns their head down to focus on whatever they're working on, to pretend they hadn't heard it.
Zinkiri,
Yes.
do you possess any magics that let you, I don't know, see things that are to be unseen? Or detect any magical devices?
Of
I'm
course.
saying this a bit quieter.
I mean,
You're going to be more specific than that.
I
He
motion
wants
to
to
the.
know if we're being scried upon.
I want to know if they've got like little scrying devices around, or if there's some fuckery that lets them being like monitored. I'm seeing if they're bugged because I don't see any guards in nearby, so I'm wondering.
Well, I can certainly check.
If you don't mind.
you see that there is, some minor, there's magical torch sconces on the wall. You see that there is, what is it blocked by? How thick of wood? 3 feet? Okay, there's a magical device under the counter. Like under the receptionist desk. And
Probably just activated.
it seems to be about the shape of a button.
The shit stuffing.
Mm,
The Luftwaffe.
and you'll notice that there is a couple in the stone supports of the building. There's a couple runes that are magical. Specifically, there's a couple of them that are magical in the archaeomancy way.
Oh no.
You're not sure what they do, but it definitely doesn't fill you with relief after what Karen's put forward.
And Dario,
Yes.
what does that say to you?
She'll activate her own detect magic and walk over and look at it.
So with your eyes to the Runekeeper as well, you see it says the glyph to protect Moonwatch. But in language, a lot of times, protect and different words translated in English can have different connotations. Example, languages that have multiple words for love or hate. This connotation of protect has a subduing threats to protect.
She'll relay the information.
Interesting.
And off-puttingly, the rune happens to look somewhat like an eye, though you don't see any scrying nature to it. It's just unsettling to look at. And to the normal passerby, it looks like an eye.
Oh shit.
Is there anyone else you can look?
Let's
She
go
already
speak.
knows we're here. We might as well get this over with.
Yeah. As we're walking, I'm going to keep it out for any particular birds or any vermin that might be keeping up, because that's what Karen's used to.
Give me a perception check.
All right. Just as we're walking, because familiars, let's see where it's. There you go.
No rats. No birds. No house cats. No dogs. Nothing. A stunning lack of children in the street as well.
Organa's gonna nudge Karen. There are no animals here anymore.
The implications do worry me. One of two things happened. Neither are pleasant.
So you all went from here through the park, down to Crowbeaks, then up to the temple. Are you walking straight to Cromwell's?
Yes.
Cool. You pass through a thing of residentials, and similarly as other places, you see the windows are drawn. You'll see guards are patrolling up and down the street. It's almost oppressive how much you're seeing these people. You almost think you're being followed for a moment. But they're not, they don't look like the same people. There's just a sprawling coverage of the city at the moment. Somebody give me a history check.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
Not I, said the Wisecaster. Oh, yeah!
Somebody
Mr.
who isn't trolling, give me. Somebody who isn't. I'm kidding. Zonkiri, you remember that you looked at the border of the city, and it traced around to these plinths. Basically, the raised landmass was pulled up. That notably leaves the outskirts unaccounted for, and you're not sure where those people went. Because you don't see, you did not see them on the ground. Like, the buildings are not there.
I think you've built up enough of she sacrificed a lot of people for this. Let's go meet her.
Okay.
We're gonna get
And
this.
Daryl was purposely not asking about that because she knew they were either all dead or with Krobik.
Or they're eaten by the nearby lycanthrope tribes. Either way.
You make your way to Cromwell's estate, which now has a towering 10-foot tall stone wall, as opposed to like the wire gate and extra tower. You
This
appear.
is just starting to be comedically evil, not even in an entertaining way. He's like Kira does it.
The guards see you, give a nod, and open the gates for you, and send you off with a, "She's waiting in the foyer for you." And they close the gate behind you.
Karen spits on the ground.
And Daryl, walking by the guards, will go, "So, how does it feel to be the bad guys?"
They say nothing. Courtyards, little pea gravel gardens. You make your way up to the door. There's a large knocker with that symbol of Moonwatch crested over it. The devil doors. Who knocks?
Zunkiri will open the door.
Large stone door is open. You see there's a warm foyer. The entry area looks mostly the same on the interior. It's nice and cozy, and you see the governess is sat at in an armchair, in the cozier setting she's met you before, and has like a tray of food and drinks out waiting for you all. She rises to greet you, and you notice a few glaring differences about her that I may have said already, but I'm going to say again in case you all forgot or I didn't say it. Much like Moonwatch, instead of the blue attire, she now has this emerald green and platinum cutting. Instead of a dress, it is a bit more of a suit. On her entire right arm, from fingertips to just past the shoulder joint, it is just stone. It looks like stone shards that have been melded together to give an almost scale-like appearance, with runes etched all along them, and a series of stones from the back of the hand and on the exterior of her body. A crown adorns her head as, I think, usual, though this one would be a bit more gaudy looking. And she has that wizardy glow of power in her eyes remains ever present in the black parts. Ah, it's good to see you again, friends. Come in, have a seat. And she will gesture to the.
Head in and take a seat.
Feel free to help yourself to the fingerling sandwiches and other snacks. I wanted to have a warm reception to you as best I could for returning home. You see that she does those of you with an over 20 passive perception will notice she does a little twitch of her stone finger, and you notice that the guards who are in the room start to thin out.
Morgana's just gonna stand there.
I am sure you all have noticed the differences in Moonwatch since you last arrived.
We are in low orbit.
Oh, wrong one.
Correct. Can you detect no?
No, I was thinking a different detect spell. Sorry.
Ah. So you cast detect poison disease.
No, before we walked in, I'm just gonna keep that up.
You detect no poisons, no poisonous creatures, nor diseases. But I will update you if that changes.
He detects quite a bit of poisons on Zonkiri.
Okay. Well, omitting the
I'm-
usual.
Zonkari is glowing like a light show.
I look at Zonkiri. Did you go to a rave? What the fuck?
You see the colors Zonkiri sees at the moment. And in Daryl, you see on her arm the words, unlike anywhere you've seen, are shifting. Occasionally they will say things. They're just a bunch of different definitive phrases that keep changing. The hand that melts stone, the arm that moves mountains, so on and so forth. A lot more varied than what I just pulled out of my ass there, but just a whole bunch of phrases keep shifting and changing on her arm. And even those of you who can't read the runes can notice that they slightly shift and change. Only exactly. So she can't be the bad guy because it's not absolute. As you all come in, and those of you who wish to partake in a snack, she'll continue. I am also sure that you've definitely noticed the tensions amongst the people.
Honestly, I've barely been noticing any people.
Well,
Gives me intonations of home.
that is
Also a
upset.
distinct lack of wild animals.
These all
Or the
come
poor.
from an unfortunate side effect of what happened. So I'd like to walk you through recent history to explain how we got to here, and then I'd like to talk to you about a proposal on where we can go going forward.
Start on the reason why our house is in the air.
That'll come shortly into the story. But the quick answer is... necessity isn't the right word, but we'll get to it. As you may have heard, as I told you at the Congressional Ball, there is a form of magic that I've been working to reinstate, archaeomancy. I and a secret partner of mine had been working on this for our entire lives, and have been... generations have been working on rekindling this spark. We were entrusted with a powerful tome that held the secrets of this magic, and have been working tirelessly. Originally, the mission was to reinstate it at the death of magic as it is now. But through hard labor, my sister and I devised a way to integrate the two. Magic as you know it now was designed by the deities to... as a solution to archaeomancy. A brief history lesson. In ages long past, archaeomancy was the prevalent magic used by humanoids. It was much like demons are known for their evil alignments, and a lot of the extra planers are known for being able to return to their planes if they were to be discorporated, archaeomancy was an evolved piece of power that humanoids developed in spite of deities. It had great costs and great power, but it was able to upset the order that the divine created, and so they opposed it. So much so that a war was waged in ancient times between archaeomancers and the non-magic populace, one that archaeomancers were winning, and so the gods decided to create their own form of magic, one that they could control and moderate, the kind that most wizards use nowadays, the one that taps into the weave moderated by gods of magic and limits what humanoids can do. They created campaigns to exterminate us until archaeomancy was forgotten, and then at last rituals were made to seal its powers away for good, so that any remaining archaeomancers were cut off from their power. Now, in that time, the
Going to the last one?
old leaders of our schools devised a plan, seeing that the war was being lost, to return one day. There were 7 houses, each with their own distinct motifs and realms of expertise. The one around you, most prevalent, being the House of Stone, which was known for protection, molding, animation. Tenets of them remain in golemancy and other protection spells. They refined a small essence of the pure House of Stone to create a book with all the secrets of how to recreate archaeomancy, and had passed it safely through generations protected by this lingering magic until it ended up here, where it sits proudly by the comet that sits in the center of town. Unfortunately, the means it took to create this magic in a way that would integrate with magic that exists had a very limited window in which I could perform it, and required a lot of free magic. I'd been collecting magical items from people for a very long time, but unfortunately fell slightly short when the window opened. I had to get creative on where I was drawing power from, and unfortunately had to draw power from the Heritage Comet and some wildlife. It did not go over well with citizens, and I have been grappling with a city and people that now fear that I've gone mad.
What of the people of the slums? I noticed that they are not up here, and they are not down there.
They are currently living under the city until more houses can be built. There are tunnels we have excavated with homes to keep them safe with the rest of the city and free from bandit attack. And we are...
Of their own will, or did you force them down there?
They, in their best interest, I did not let them
You forced
remain
them.
down unprotected. And I have made promises that I will be providing homes to them when the means become available.
Keep your promise.
I intend to, yes. But after a
The key
recent
word
attack,
there is when means become available. They will
After-
never be available.
I have people working actively now to bring it about, but after the recent attack, my interests have been pulled elsewhere.
And
Like
there will
we-
always be new interests to pull them away.
Let's speak on that on the attack. We were also hit. Were you also hit by what were you by with strange creatures?
Yes.
Do you have the remains?
In a secure site, yes.
I see.
I have my top analysts pulling it apart, trying to unravel what it is, where it came from, and most importantly, why they chose to attack us. So I suspect it's because of our display of power. I cannot rule out that there are other explanations.
While we're on the subject of tension, I can't help but notice Crowbeak has left. Anything you want to talk about there?
Yes, unfortunately, there was some tensions between Crowbeak and myself because I did not tell her ahead of time that I was going to be performing the ritual. She was unnerved by what it meant. She cited some examples where archaeomancy had been used for harmful affects against people like her, and has not returned to Moonwatch since.
I mentioned I made a comment earlier that this is starting to appear oddly homely. Just how far are you going to go? Will there be tithes for absorbing magic from people? Then will there be arcane creatures running through the streets? Because far be it from me to use cliche lines, but this is looking like a mighty slippery slope, and I've seen very blood-soaked slopes in my day.
That's part of why I wanted to have an audience with you all. I need your help, if you should choose to accept it.
That's not necessarily up to me.
I need to show the people of Moonwatch that I'm still the governess who has cared for them and put real blood, sweat, and tears into keeping them safe. And that the fears that have been stirred up in them are unfounded. It's just that seeing in a powerful wizard turn powerful demigod equivalent makes people unnerved.
Also, on that matter,
You referring to yourself as that is unnerving.
There's no other scale I can refer to the power I've gained. I'm stronger than any wizard has been, but I'm no divine. I'm not omnipotent.
Can I, just because I have detect poison disease, do I just detect a certain level of toxicity rise up in St. Curie when she says she's more powerful than it was?
No, actually, you actually see him kind of smile a bit.
Oh, good. Even better.
If someone could read his mind right now, it would be, yes, hubris. Well, that'll be easy to exploit later.
It tastes delicious.
Ironic, I gotta say.
Yes.
And
Guy wants to walk up to the governess's chair.
All
I'm
right.
back. What I miss?
fascist wizard king, or communistic, whichever one
That's
you
one
want.
way to put. I wouldn't say communist.
Authoritarian. There we go. That's a nice word there.
She seems unfazed by you approaching Morgana.
Morgana's just gonna look down at her. How much of that blood is yours?
Referring to the you're talking about when she said she put in blood, sweat, and tears. I assure you, I have labored much, including the loss of my own sister, to bring about a new age for us, all of us, in this room. I sought to bring about a tool where people could seize their own destinies. A belief that has been held by every wizard who has ever lived, none more so than the ones that lived in this town. But unfortunately, bringing about what people say they want has proven
So let's start side-eyeing Zankiri a little bit.
disadvantageous. The people have the means to seize more of their destiny and fate than ever before. But they're scared that I started recruiting an army and teaching them archaeomancy. They're scared that I desire to unite Leoteth under one banner. They're scared that I'm going to crush them beneath my boot, as if I'm some maniacal Freywick general.
And you want us to alleviate their fears?
That is one course I would like to offer to you. A job. But I don't want you to believe that I'm forcing your hand on anything. You all are nobility of Moonwatch, just as you were before, and nothing has changed. Nor will it. But I could use capable hands. The nobility who operate under me are tied up in specific projects at the moment. And there are many, many threats to our city.
Mm-hmm.
And answering your question from earlier, Ken, why I lifted the city, it's hard to explain to a non-wizard, but when you have the power to do great things, knowing that you could isn't enough sometimes. Showing that you can is part of the curse of wizards. We have to demonstrate that we can do things, even if it's not fully thought out sometimes.
I have seen wizards do great and terrible things in my time. Some in these last few months, some yesterday.
Aw.
All I can say on that matter is it takes a great level of control that I don't necessarily see by raising both his keep and and your own city, because I've seen what an uncontrollable wizard can do at the tip of their hand, and one that has the restraint can do with theirs. Both are terrible. Both are terrifying. This just screams of both desperation and arrogance, and that's not a good look. Now, far be it from a cleric to dictate you, but this shit don't look pious.
Might I make a suggestion?
Please do.
Governess.
Go ahead.
Currently, you have taken several actions in and of themselves that affect the lives of everyone here to an extreme degree. No more so than perhaps us, considering our home is currently floating several hundred feet above the ground. Your display of power has, yes, shown it off. It's also stricken fear into the populace, as well as into my companions here. They fear that you have seized power not as a means of distribution, but of consolidation. As a show of good faith to alleviate these fears, perhaps there are steps that could be taken to prove that you are not using this power to hold over the heads of people.
I'm afraid that anything I say comes off as manipulative to the populace, in belief that I'm exercising power they don't understand. Anytime they see archaeomancy, they don't understand it, and they fear that it's there to hurt them, despite the nature of most of the spells I make are protective. I have representatives prepared to go out to the other city-states to apologize for the mess I've made after the attack on the city, but I'm...
Let me interject just one more time. You say this is the House of Stone, correct?
Correct.
and you manipulate things pertaining to protection. It's almost like a primeval abjuration, correct?
In part,
Does part of that into manipulation of Aphrodite stone, or is that just a name?
you see there's a stone coffee table in front of you. She waves her hand and it changes into the shape of a swan.
In that vein, why don't you create better shelters as a show of good faith to the populace that you, as my friend here has stated, have greater good into very cramped underground housing? Probably start with raising platforms up above ground. Make stone housing.
It's easy to make a terrible brick stone cube with a single room and stone beds. But I only
Better than
manipulate
human
stone
cellars.
like this.
Better than human cellars.
Say that again, Pyro.
It's better than making them live in human cellars, like bugs.
You make a fair point, and I have definitely let it go on for too long, but I have been afraid that any move I make at the moment will be wrong, and so I've been I've retreated into my home for about a week to avoid creating any more problems. I can lift up another portion of land, make space for the slums, but I don't want a society that just has new slums. I want them to be able to integrate. And that takes work. I want them to be able to seize the tools at their hand.
I was about to say the means of reduction, and I was gonna cry.
I,
Connor.
but I don't want. I want to dissolve the divide between the people. I'm not in a position where I can bring about that change. Now, I understand that your party aren't exactly diplomats. Though you're skilled at it, I know your skills lie better elsewhere.
I vaguely remember. Someone stop me if I'm wrong, but did she promise to show us the whole our old magic? Do we even want to learn any of that? This is above board. Before I go talking into the void.
Zunkir was actually about to bring that point up.
Got you.
Then perhaps at first, the first divide you could dissolve is between. Well, I'm waiting for the mental message you just said I got from her.
Keep going.
Kill them all. Execute Order 66.
The first barrier, divide you could dissolve is between us and you. Currently, we have no conception of the way that our fortress, our home, is being held aloft. It is entirely outside of our hands. There is, as you have raised it up, an implicit threat, regardless of whether or not you intended to make it, that should displeasure be brought to you, it can be dropped. Extend to us the control over our own home. Show us that you do not use this power to consolidate your hand over the masses. And perhaps they will be less frightful that you are going to throw them over the edge.
I can try to give you control over your port, but it will depend partially on fate. The lingering effects of the extermination of our KMSs mean that not all humanoids have the potential to perform all archaeomancy. As the glyphs shift on her arm, and you see a circuitry connects down to her fingertips. as she grabs a piece of stone, picks it up, and squeezes it in her hand. She lets go. There's a gem there that expands to a crystal sphere as she sits on the table. I can reveal to you if any of you have the potential to wield archaeomancy. And if one of you has the potential to manipulate stone, I will gladly show you how to alter it.
Even going so far as to simply divest your own power over the area, give it a more neutral setting, so to speak, would be a step in the right direction, regardless of our own abilities.
Archaeomancy, it doesn't exist as a... It doesn't have a... it doesn't work like a concentration spell in modern magic. A price was paid, an effect was created, and it persists. To end it, I would have to pay another toll to end it.
Then perhaps that is the first thing you should make the people aware of. That what is done is difficult to undo and not worth the cost.
Danger to every philosophy is ignorance.
Make a good point. I'll start drafting a speech to address the city. And her hand starts writing in a little notepad next to her. If you are interested, you can still see if any of you all possess the aptitude.
I don't see why not.
Let me just... this will look
As
better.
long as the tool isn't faulty, I won't deny the use of more.
I posted in Roll20 and in Discord of what the 7 houses of archaeomancy are.
So is that the... So...
I was originally going to have you all do this by the book in the park. Well, not the park, but I'll move you to the screen anyway, because I did a little sketch of it. Everyone can roll, who wishes to see if they have any aptitude for it, can roll 70, 100.
Can I...
Mm-hmm.
The way she described it, gods wouldn't necessarily find a whole lot of hee-hee-ha-ha with this. Just gonna send a quick... I know she leans more on free will and stuff, but it seems like one of those abstract rules thing that I might want to just like send up the ladder real quick.
You send out a prayer to Ilvian asking, "Hey, you good with this?"
We good, Queen?
You get a response that more or less suggests that she won't stop you, and it won't change her opinion of you if you decide to partake.
Okay. She already thinks I'm a piece of shit. Yeah.
You're already the scum of the earth, but she's the best. You're the best she's got, so she can't really be picked on.
Alright.
You will want to roll low, and if you get at or below the DC, you will. For everyone you get, that's another house of archaeomancy you're able to use. Okay, that's 2 for Andariel. Oof. A near miss for Karen.
That's 2 for Zankiri.
Yep, it's an 11.
Oh.
Ah. None for me.
Oh well.
How is everybody rolling low now?
I mean,
Is
it's
it
a
in
one.
the exact order that you listed them?
It's a 1 in 10 chance. So the fact that we're rolling 7 D100s means that on average we should each get 1. So the fact that 4 people have rolled and we've got a total of 4 so far, we're on track.
And Daryl, you can choose. You have 2 options. You can choose any 2 you'd like.
Oh, I thought it was just going to be in the order that
No.
you had them listed.
I considered that originally, but it feels mean. So you can pick.
No,
any-
that seems more reasonable in my opinion.
Well, if you're a character who's like opposed to certain elements of part 1, it would be like, wow, so I'll never use this.
I don't think giving Zankari power over Dawn and Stone would be
Exactly.
very...
Exactly.
It would be blood and stone for Zankuri, actually.
Oh, no, I was talking about if it was randomly done.
Yeah.
Whereas something more like time and
Guess I'll put
shadows
it on
is probably closer to his own thing.
Exactly. You see the rest of your party light it. You see Andariel has two distinct colors appear as she grabs the orb. The colors to be determined when she decides which one she wants. None for Karen, none for Silver, 2 for Zonkiri. Ironically, the arcane casters have had the most aptitude for it, as the religious and then the half caster have not had one.
I just want to see 2s across the board for shadows.
That would support her.
Yes, warlocks are arcane casters.
Yes.
Andariel will motion for Morgana to touch it.
Morgana will stand there.
If you don't. It's up to you.
She's been staring at the governess this whole time.
The governess is just looking at you unfazed. It won't hurt you if you try it, and you don't have to expand upon any aptitudes you have. It just gives you the knowledge to know what you could do. You don't need to have prior arcane knowledge to be able to use it.
Morgana will step forward without looking away from the governess. Just place her fingers on the book.
It's gonna be ironic if you get the most.
Rolls 7 natural ones.
2.
There's a 22 in there.
And it remains dark as you hold it.
So, only the wizard and the warlock get the buff then.
So,
Yep.
we'll see about Katira when she gets back. But those of you who did roll to have access to it, I'll answer any questions you have about the motifs of these. Chaos is a weird one. Most all of the other 6 houses, part of them you can kind of just minorly manipulate the element itself. Kind of have the governor show, just changing the shape of stone with no real cost other than the time it took to cast a spell as a price. Chaos is an odd one in that it manipulates when 2 opposing elements clash. So for instance, the opposite of dawn is ice, the opposite of dawn is shadows. Excuse me. So anytime that those 2 spells would collide, there'd be a little bit of chaos produced that the House of Chaos could manipulate to do things. The other opposites should be... What were the other opposites? I know I had them.
There's only 7, so there's gonna be an odd man out.
No, chaos is not included in it. Because it is the manipulation of those opposites.
Time and ice.
Yeah,
Peter Griffith.
The flow of time against stagnation, that makes sense. I think it was blood and stone, and then shadow and dawn. Yeah, that sounds right. You don't have to.
Blood. I like that blood is just a power switch.
Specifically designed to look like like an upside down person, but I'm glad that has a symbol. Like it's just a power switch. Oh, I see it now. Well. If it's any consolation, I came up with these symbols long before I took Physics 2 or Physics 1. It's just like, oh, that almost looks like a person. Yeah, that's cool for blood. Like they're upside down. Ooh, and then, yeah. But a brief summary of them. The House of Shadows has to do with hiding, stealth, and also teleportation. It's most similar to conjuration in that way. Time is very similar to divination, extending one's life and divining prophecy, manipulating elements of it. Dawn, purification, destruction. I think we can all see that evocation is pretty similar to that one. Stone, as I said, was similar to abjuration. Blood is a bit closer to transmutation. Has a lot of things in it to turn normal creatures into other things and then produce minions or create, enhance one's own body. Zonkir, you'll actually notice that there's similarities as you're looking through like the pages on the tome of the School of Blood to what you had to do in the Abyss. Although the Abyssal one was like a remix. Took ideas and then changed it up to a high degree.
Cool.
The other part of this is that, like the governess was telling you, these aren't these are more rituals than they are action cast spells. In fact, they're all rituals, and you don't often use them in battle. You might use them to preempt one, but you could try and use these to make some magical weapon based on the effects for each house, or you could divine some ritual that perhaps you have a shadow in the corner of your room, for example, that connects to Abthar's tower or some other part of the world that you just step through and you step out of the shadow on the other end. And it's a persistent gate. And depending on the distance, it depends on how much of a cost you have to pay initially. Stone and shadow, alright. So you will see your sphere swirls up with these greens and purples. Ironically, the Mortice colors you had last campaign with Lilith. And you will see that on the book, the stone and shadow symbols light up. And the governess will tell you what I've said in chat, but in character. And you don't have to decide now if you would like to ruminate on it.
Debating between shadows and chaos.
Interesting.
You see an old man in Bermuda shorts beckoning you into the void.
I mean, his other
actually,
one's
Zonkiri,
yes?
there's a light coming out of your side pocket. A glowing fuchsia pink light. Where the crawling claw sits.
Pull out the crawling claw.
There is a seam down the palm that is getting larger. And it seems to like the fingers are pulled back like in agony, just squirming. You see like something's ripping through the hand. The governess looks at it. Is that normal?
No, it's not. And Zunker just like pulls out a pair of like tweezers and just kind of like cracks the seam open.
This tiny little hand reaches out, starts lifting itself out. Made of not really substance, just this pink fuchsia energy hand lifts out. And this tiny little humanoid shape is sitting on the palm of the hand. And you see the energy just flows out and out and out. As it looks over to the book, it starts crawling towards it. And the hand starts to twitch. After the light fades from it.
No, you don't. Just mage hand, like, pinch the little humanoid on the nape of its neck and pick it up.
It looks at you. It's trying to gnaw on the mage hand.
So, what are you?
From this little thing, you expect a tiny little voice, but you all hear resounding in your head, like the sound of lightning striking next to you, just thunder racking your head, a language you do not understand. Everybody give me con saves. This is to see if you're able to keep your composure if you fall to the ground concussed. Concussed. Yep.
Hey, you gave me that damn ring.
You have a ring of mind shielding. Oh, you're good. Morgana, you watch everybody suddenly just get fucking bodied. Well, 2 so far. We'll see that Karen Silver.
Aaron is AFK. You gotta roll for him.
What's wrong?
DM gets to touch his dice. Don't mind if I do.
What happened? Sorry, headphones
Roll
were
a con
off.
save.
And I'm about
You're
to touch
hearing a
Karen's
booming
dice.
noise in your head. And Connor's about to defile Karen.
Can't wait to ruin his rolls. Boink. Yep, there it is.
Flash of genius to make it an 18.
As you see
A
everybody
19.
fall over, doubled over, gripping their heads. Oh, I'll roll for the governess too, actually. Actually, I think I gave her a sheep. I'll just roll a d20. If it's close, I'll look up the modifier. Yeah, she's good. While you and the governess like clinch onto the arms of your chairs and hold up, you see everybody else drops to the floor. Just a little bit of blood out of their eyes as the thing stops speaking after a second. Having wormed out of the mage hand, it sprouts little pixie wings and starts trying to fly over.
Morgana's gonna grab it.
It's in your palm. And your fist is shaking, but you've got a good grasp on it.
Gotta make sure that the head is between 2 of her fingers.
What are the con saves for? Just go back.
Little spirit energy crawled out of the crawling claw, and Zunkiri asked, "What are you?" And when it spoke, it was a loud, deafening language you didn't understand. And I was rolling to see if people were concussed. Oh no, I already rolled for you. Don't worry, I rolled the 5 for you. But it's good to know you failed it anyway. Enjoy the DM curse on your dice.
Sending Shane to your house. Touch your dice.
You got 2 2s on that.
Yep.
I did. That's why I invoked
Morgana has the ring of mind shielding, so she didn't have to roll.
As you all gather yourselves to sit back up, the thing is now between Morgana's fists and just like trying to nudge towards the book. And you'll notice that the House of Chaos symbol lights up as it gets closer. And your crawling claw still animates, Zonkiri. You notice that Karen Thor's soul is still in there, still bound. Just something else crawled out.
Oh yeah, there was a god in there, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, God of Chaos was inside that hand.
Morgana's just pinching its head between her 2. Her
The governess-
index finger, her middle finger.
The governess like leans in to examine it deeply. Where on earth did you find this?
Inside
Morgana will walk over to
Frankly, we
Zonkiri.
don't know anything. I don't know anything about that.
You truly amaze the amount of things. You amaze me with the amount of things you're able to just happen upon.
It's like we do
jarring.
this for a living.
This
Kind of
is
like we're the main party in an adventure game.
I don't know. What you mean.
what can I say? Power is drawn to me.
Well, when the governess leans in to look at it, Morgana's going to, without not looking at the governess, going to walk closer to Zonkiri away from the governess.
So, what is that?
It's a remnant of archaeomancy that I'm not sure how it survived. Another history lesson. The houses of archaeomancy each have a person. The interpretations on how the definitive spells work is largely determined by this person. In our ritual to integrate magic and archaeomancy, since the old ones were presumed dead, I mean, they are dead to us, but I don't know how this one, I mean, it's chaos, I suppose, but So, sorry, I'm a bit floored by. Imagine if you had somebody opened up their pocket and just a 3-inch tall orcus crawled out. That's about where I'm at right now. It.
I mean, like this? Pulls an orcus.
What the no. But the ritual with my sister and she exists in a place that Archaeomancy draws its power from, and I am the material tether to her. This is the embodiment of chaos that should be behind that gate where my sister is, but it's in your palm. Diminished in power, but somehow still surviving through several eras and eons. She looks genuinely floored that this thing has survived. But you also see very clearly the resolve of a wizard going, "Yep, that's chaos. I guess I can't come up with a reason why it couldn't."
Came out of Zinker's pocket. That's all the reason you need.
And you've seen her go from like this composed, like in control figure to like she's a little bit grappling for where to go with this information.
Okay, Karen just looks at her with sympathy. You'll get used to it.
Yeah, just keep a tight grip on that Morgana. We'll deal with that later.
Oh, if you'd like.
We're taking your god now. Goodbye.
She grabs the crystal ball and like twists it, and you see it opens up and becomes hollow inside. I'll cap it for you.
Put it in the jar.
You can keep the ball. It's yours by not birthright, but finding it. I'm just giving you a way to store it instead of having to clench your fist around it all the time. Because it's chaos, and it has a knack for getting into places it shouldn't be.
Stuck in the hand of the last few months.
Zinker will take the crystal ball and just kind of hold it out to Morgana.
Being that Zonkiri is the one offering, Morgana will put it in.
You're gonna want to seal it as well. You got stone shape, or you want me to?
With Morgana's hand like covering up the holes, Zinker will just like pull the orb back to Governess.
And then she just traces her finger around the seam between the two hemispheres, and it becomes cohesive.
Huh. Poor man's imprisonment. Oh well, it'll work for now.
As it sits there, it like lets out a deep breath, like somebody stopping, like sucking in their gut, and then just the light fills the entire orb.
Hey, I have a drift globe now. Zinker will just stuff it into his pocket.
I mean, you could. I have fun experimenting with that, but please don't let it out. And if it does get out, let me know so I can be prepared for what it would cause.
Oh, don't worry. We keep all the things like that under close wraps.
Good to know. Good to know.
Except for one. Those are all pink toads. You never count out pink toads.
You know the not scientifically possible get that up to. What do you mean pink toad? Kidding.
So you were saying about canomancy? Still waiting on the secret message.
Thinking, Connor, big thinking.
So, I have other things that your party can help with if you don't wish to go into the diplomacy sector. We've found issues that these vampire mutants, any goodwill you can earn with Crowbeak to bring her back to the city. We've heard reports of other odd things happening since the resurgence of Archaeomancy. I have an associate actually waiting to speak with you all on any official Moonwatch business you have. Typing it out.
Like before, that's obviously up to me. Thus far, we've gone out of our way to deal with each other's personal issues. We just got done dealing with something particularly long, which is why when we got word this happened, we kind of had to come back and see what the hell was up.
Her name's Miss Cayman Pryan.
You put that in chat, please.
It already.
Oh, there it is. The fuck, recording. I look at everyone else. How we feeling?
I'm willing to hear out a proposal.
For helping Moonwatch, I can give you any material possession you'd like. And as I
Insight.
seek to okay, go ahead, roll insight.
How desperate does she seem to want our help? Or specifically, if it's specifically a Zankiri, if I roll high enough.
Give me that insight check.
Yeah.
DM curse.
I'm sad.
You don't really get anything off her. Stoic as
Very,
usual.
very, very stone-like impressions.
God, the DM touching your dice curse is real.
You need to leave my shit alone.
You step away from the table and I call for a roll, you get what you get.
I'm a thirsty bitch. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I personally avoid hearing about it.
I can give you any material component at my disposal. And if my plans can succeed to unite Leoteth, you will become one of the most revered nobles and have access to materials and influence you likely would not have been able to dream of 2 years ago. You also have the personal gratitude of myself, and if you wish to have dedicated archaeomancers on staff with you, that can be provided for you. This is a delicate time in Moonwatch. And I need help. I need help to
Definitely know she's hearing out the Miss Bryon?
yes.
Mr. Bryon. There you go. I look at everyone else who's might say something else, maybe?
I'm willing to hear out what it is she wishes us to do.
Yeah, if there's nothing else, we can go talk to her now. This is pretty much our main established thing to deal with today, considering our lawn. And over half of Dat's tunnel system is still just hanging over like a sort of Damocles. I hope he's alright. Just somewhere in a pile of rubble. Squeak!
I just imagine Dat Rat coming out of one of his tunnels, and there's just a big old crater where our fort was, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Looks up. Now I gotta get a really big ladder.
He would.
You would.
He starts to stack rocks.
Shit, how far is it? Eyeballs. Yeah, I'll get there by tomorrow.
Alright, let's go talk to the lady. No one has Yeah. All right, and we'll go.
You make your way out to Moonwatch proper. The address is over by the Adventuring Guild, and you come to the office of Miss Priorn. You see that they inform you that she's already left for the day, but there is an assistant of hers that can help you, as it is getting towards like 6:37 at night. And you gather that these things were set up for whenever you all showed up. This person hasn't just been pulling like 18-hour shifts in hopes that you show up one day to greet you.
Wait, you mean the world advances when we're not doing things there?
I know, right?
We should just come back tomorrow.
Insanity. I'm supposed to be able to stack all my side quests.
So we should probably go back to the fort so we can maybe discuss in a less tense atmosphere.
We're heading back to the fort.
I reckon. She's not there, so if we want to like talk to her, try to come back, just like advance to tomorrow and come back here, or if we want to discuss what we just went over with the woman, where we probably aren't entirely bugged.
I hit the T button, and then I wait until 9 a.m.
Sorry, I'm controller scum. I press select.
Skyrim gaming.
So you travel
Stand
back
in
to
front
the
of the
fort.
house.
I press
you're-
M and then I click where I want to go.
You all go back to the fort for the night.
Right.
You're able to.
That went well, I think. So how we feeling about the whole governance thing? Now that you all, I point at those who rolled correctly,
I'm
are
pretty sure you all know how I feel about this.
you're always very matter of fact with your opinions. I'm aware.
Hey, Connor,
Mm-hmm.
are you sure you did that right? Because I came up with 3 words that make a lot of sense, and there's an extra letter left over.
I'm pretty sure I did it right.
We can get interference from some mental message.
It always amazes me that people will send me puzzles. It's like, can you figure this out? And it's like, I'm looking at it like, I can't figure this. Why can I not figure this out? And then I talk to them. It's like, oh, it's because you set it up wrong.
That puzzle was it was I'm sorry, it was rigged from the start.
Cool.
Which brings the question: whose basket are we putting our eggs in? Do we just go on as mercenaries, work for whoever gives us coin? Do we go all in on the Archmage, who is very paranoid? Do we go our own way, kill a dragon, maybe take his castle? I don't know. What? Because I at this
For
point,
starters, we need to know the limits of this arcanomancy. Going up against an unknown force tends to be rather devastating.
why? Wait. We already used a detect magic to check the rune holding us up, right? Did anyone see any runes that look similar to the things in the library around here?
Nope, you all did a deep scan, and that was the only.
Gotcha. So she at least had the wherewithal not to bug Zenkiri's house.
Some call that survival instincts.
Hold on,
Instinct.
hold on.
What I say to people in League.
So, oh god. So, what I'm hearing is we go along at least tentatively and see what kind of jobs we can do and kind of get a feel through you guys, I assume, who can learn from her. And then we see, well, where this leads and see where we can stand, where we gain the most.
I don't see why not. Besides, if we do plan on opposing her at some point, we're going to need to know who exactly will be standing with us. And right now, we don't know any of those people.
Also, she did say she had a benefactor. I'm not entirely sure if that's her sister she was talking about.
I was unclear.
Or
Yes,
is-
she was discussing her sister, who's now.
Okay, I don't know if she had a shadow benefactor
Yeah.
along with her.
It was more of a conspirator. Her and her sister undertook this. Things that I got sidetracked with. Their sister has been living under the city and in that same sort of region. That's kind of where they've now built
Okay.
slum people.
All right, just checking.
Yeah.
Hey, Connor.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Looking in every direction around me. I'd start looking in real life to see if he's behind me.
Reminds me of that one time where he said, "You
Do
hear
you
a
need to
knock
put
at
that
the
in
door."
general?
Then
Yes, I did.
Okay.
He won't give her an answer.
That being said, and given she's so close to her quote unquote anchor of power, and you have that strange little pixie thing that yelled at us, I think that would be a line of thing to go. What's a battle parody? I want to use. We should take time to definitely to look into that. I need to start hallowing the area just in case, and I think we were talking about just doing buffs for us, so I can just. Can we go back to the fort map, please?
Yeah.
Because I think we I'm not sure, or I don't remember exactly if we got around to how many
Sure.
howls I'd have to start casting.
6.
6. Got it. Hello. So I can read it better. Oh God.
get walled. The heck?
Alright. Yeah, there it is. 24 hours. So we'd have to do a solid week. Oh, but no, at worst, actually, that's casting time, and I had to. Good God. That's a lot of exhaustion.
Don't worry, you can smack yourself with a greater restoration to force yourself up.
I can. That's just a lot of money.
It is.
And I don't have a lot of money. How much money do we have? Is this something
I have 5 hollows.
But how many hallows, Shane?
0.
leave this?
I've got 9.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea.
Money.
So let's see here. Oh God, math. Because I could definitely, I have 2 5/5 slots, so I could do 24 hours, and then greater restoration myself. Now, does that leave me? It gets rid of exhaustion, so that would just pass that on. Instant coffee. I'd say that one's diamond dust, 100 GP to 1,000 GP of herbs, oils, and incense worth. So I'd have to go talk to her, get some from her because she has offered that. So that's 600 GP in diamond dust, which I do not have. So, and that would be 6,000 in herbs, oils, and incense. Sheesh.
It's a big project.
It is. How much do I have on me? I have 2,000 in crushed diamonds. Or no, 200. Jesus Christ. And I have 500 GP in just incense. Alright. Is that something we wanna do? Ask her for that?
Ask her for 5,000 or 6,000 worth of tallow ingredients.
That and greater restoration so I don't die.
And that's assuming you do it all in one sitting.
That is true.
We still don't know exactly what it is that she wants us to do. Go ahead and set one up.
Yeah. What's the range on it? Is radius up to 60 feet. So I could do the first one. I kind of wanted to, at first get our quarters. Would the first one just be able to get just the living quarters?
How big can it be?
60 feet radius?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And let's see here. Area can be radius. Is subject to the flying effects first and done in the area. Exclude one or more of those types of creatures from this effect. Alright, I can designate whether the effect applies to all creatures or follows specific or leader. Anyone that doesn't follow Zankiri, I guess, because I don't want to fuck over his undead. Alright, this is such a wall of text.
You can bind an extra effect to the area. Choose the effect from the following list or choose an effect offered by your DM. Some of these effects apply to creatures in the area. You can designate whether the effect applies to all creatures that follow specific to your leader, or creatures of specific sort. So, you're going to exclude Zankiri's undead from these effects. And then, starting at the line where it says, such as orcs and trolls, when it says, when a creature that would enter this battle make a pressure on success, that's where it starts to... first one is courage, then darkness, then normal, yeah. Let me just...
Let's see.
Ignore that Alexandria said that.
Yeah.
Just put extra dimensional interference and it affects everybody but us.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll do that one.
Do everlasting rest. It'll be funny.
Eh.
What do you mean you nerfed my skeleton machine?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Security. Put down the whip. Yeah, that one sounds fine.
Anyway,
Well,
so
like
out of character, guys. Plan right now. See what she wants us to do.
Yeah.
Do it until we come up with a better idea as to what it is we can do.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And I can't do this one yet. I still need to go accrue these ships. So first we gotta figure out what she wants, then we can ask for the hallow money or ingredients. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you all bed down for the night.
Yep, sleepy.
Honk shoe, honk shoe.
Alright. And then we fast travel to Cayman. That bitch. In the morning.
You get there and meet with her. You see there's like a half-elf woman. Short, curly brown hair. Otherwise nondescript. Who's made an opening in her schedule to meet with you all. As you all enter the room, she's behind her desk. Come in, come in. It's a pleasure to meet you. She introduces herself. The governess has told me in great detail about the kinds of jobs she wants to offer to you all. I'm currently working as the head of the Adventurers Guild here in Moonwatch, and as part of that, I'm taking up some responsibilities and delegating quests for people who are looking to help the city out. She's instructed me to give you as much clearance as you all are willing to take on. No job is beyond your purview. And with that, I've got a list of some higher brow jobs, unless you're really intent on clearing out goblins from tiny caves or escorting local grandmothers across the woods for 2 silver. But assuming you're looking to get your pockets filled, I've got a few tasks. The most prevalent being investigating these Dampier mutants that have appeared in the city, where they came from, why they came here, how to keep them out. We also have reports that the dragon Zyrteth has gone missing. And the governess would very much like to know either its whereabout or the possession of its corpse. Also, she's mentioned that if you all would be willing to go seek out Probeak and try and convince her to return to Moonwatch, she holds that in about as high a regard as hunting down these vampire mutants, as Probeak has been a close friend and of both the governess and the city, and her presence is dearly missed. Not to mention the business she brought. Those are about the 3 big ones. Also, you all are welcome if you have any personal quests that you are in need of help with. The city would be happy to provide in exchange for services rendered later. Is there any of those you'd like more information on?
What do you guys think?
I have been saying that about that dragon. I'm pretty sure the dragon's just out watching this shit pop off with popcorn.
I'll figure out where he is.
So, information on Zyrteth. Got it. She takes out a manila folder. So,
If we have time, we'll just loot his cave.
we've sent people to investigate his mountain abode, and none have returned. We also have not seen sightings of Zyrteth in a while, and it's concerning that a dragon of his power is just AWOL. Here, you all have visited him before, correct?
And more like
Yep.
we dropped in unannounced. Literally.
Ah, perfect. There is... It's preferred that if he's going to if he has to be slain for some reason, that the remains be returned to the governess for use in certain spells that she's unclear on. It says here that the people who have passed by have felt an odd psychic presence as they've passed by at the base of the mountain. But as I said, nobody who's actually ventured in has returned. We fear that he may have been captured or enslaved by some foreign entity, especially after the emergence of these vampires. We're worried if somebody's trying to create weapons and what they could do with a dragon corpse.
What can you do with the dragon corpse? I'm looking here.
A lot.
Well, shit.
They're highly magical beings, and their very essence is very useful for a lot of spells.
All right. Kind of lean toward the dragon one. What do you guys think?
Sure.
I have no objections.
No objections to the dragon.
Wonderful. Will you all be needing any tools to complete your mission to locate and potentially pacify Zyrteth?
Got any stock of health potions?
She opens up a drawer and drops 3 basic healing potions.
This is a sapphire dragon. Most certainly past adult.
Grabs like 1 greater.
Thank you. I suppose you have a dragon slayer sitting behind that desk of yours.
The camera stares at Morgana and the dragon slayer she has.
You have a dragon slayer and Morgana's
You have it
wooden.
in gun form.
Oh. I'm aware. I'm talking about more. The word more is here.
Roll me a D100, Tristan. It's a pretty low chance that she has any dragon slayer ammunition, but
Who knows? Low good or
low good.
yeah, it's probably gonna be high. Oh,
Talk that good shit. Yeah.
She happens to find some. In preparation for this mission, some were created. You'll have 10. Hang on. Let me double check the Dragon Slayer enchantment before I give you fucking smite bullets.
Deals 3d6 extra damage against dragons.
Cool. And it's a +1 to hit. And as with all magical ammunition, once they're fired, they'll lose their enchantment. So you'll have 8 rounds of Dragon Slayer shots.
And on that same.
Hey, you gimping my boy out? You said 10 the first time before you checked the enchantment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been
That's
any
fine.
scrying attempts on the dragon?
There's scries on them have an odd effect. We just see this blue foggy miasma.
Okay.
I've tried teleporting in, although we don't advise it given the odd nature of the things we've seen so far. It feels risky to attempt to incorporate near the effect.
Fergus, you have an idea?
Just checking. Did you see? These are like arrows of sling, but bullets, right?
Oh, I forgot arrows of sling were a thing.
Yeah, they're different from weapons of sling. Specifically because with weapons of sling, it's just an infinite amount you can do. With arrows of sling, it's ammunition, so it's consumables.
So you're going to get even less bullets now, but the damage is going up. An arrow of sling is a magic weapon meant to slay a particular kind of creatures. Some are more focused than others. For example, they're both arrows of dragon sling and arrows of blue dragon sling. If a creature belonging to the type, race, or group associated with the arrow of sling takes damage from the arrow, the creature must make a DC 17 con saving throw, taking an extra 60-10 piercing damage on a failed save, or half as much on a success. Once it deals its extra damage to a creature, it becomes a non-magical arrow. Other kinds exist, such as bolts of sling for crossbows, though arrows are the most common. So you have bullets of slaying for dragons. Bullets of dragon slaying. So any dragon hit by them will need to make a DC 17 con save or take 60-10 piercing damage in addition to the normal damage. And you will only have 6 of those now.
Well, that makes it make a con save as opposed to just doing the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even on a successful save, it does more damage. The average of 3d6 is 10. The average of 66 is 33 divided by 2. It's still 16. So it's 10 versus 15 on average.
I see.
Even if they succeed.
I did not see the part that it did half damage on a success.
Yeah. Burning legendary resistances is always fun.
Yeah.
Don't you miss Fate Stealer yet?
I mean, it's better than the giant slaying axe, which just on a failed save just insta kills them.
So, She calls forward to somebody to go to the inventory room and grab those. She pulls out a ledger to look to see if they had the ammunition, finds it, and then calls in somebody to go get it as she crosses it off. Is there anything else you all will be needing? I don't know how much else I can afford to you.
So 3 normal health potions, 1 greater. We got the dragon capping bullets. All right. Should Karen carry all the potions, or do you guys want any of these? Good talk.
I'm
Well,
good.
I'll take the greater. I had to use mine to bring somebody else back.
Sure, take that one. I'll hold on to the 3 regulars then.
All right. Is there anything you all wanted to do in town?
We talked about it. You already said that I could use my relic chunk to use for the Summon Celestial. We got these things. Is there anything for scrying's been retarded, so I don't want to get that. Do we want to legend lore or anything? I can't think of anything.
Not particularly.
All right. Yes, curious reaction person. Straight. It's a sapphire dragon, so it deals thunder damage. Probably got some psychic shit too.
Karen, you might want to prep silence.
Yeah. I will prep silence. We probably won't need something like. We don't need revivify, do we?
Well, you got to
let's
prepare it
see.
on your stone. So I don't know why you would need it prepared on your.
I have it once on the stone a day for free. And people have got to the point where they're dying multiple times. So
The joke gets funnier every time you say it, Norman.
Given
like
the absurdity of the size of the spell, I don't think I think I'm not going to prepare Dawn, as fun as that will be, because we're often in not the massive sized battlefields, and that's a team killing spell. So I'll take that one, slide that over to silence. Where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? There we go. Silence. And its ability, because there's a point on the slope running across that almost killed like 3 of us. I'm gonna keep enhanced ability. I'm gonna prepare aid, because just to bolster some of our more squishy.
Yeah, we really don't need to know all this. We could just move forward.
I'm talking to myself. Yeah, you don't gotta listen to shit.
Morgana's going to place the Dragon Slayer sword in Andariel's bag of holding, as it would be unwise to approach on a possibly diplomatic situation with a dragon with it in view.
It is now canon that Canon was just a listing off the spells he's going to prepare in front of this woman.
Whatever you say, God.
So, are there any other preparations you all want to make?
Gonna touch any more curse shit this time around? Dario? Didn't think so.
No, are you gonna stop just being a butthead to me?
I can get the list. But sure, I'll leave you alone.
I think we've got everything necessary.
Yep.
Alright. You all make your way back to the fort, and bed down for the evening. Upon waking up, Deem does some consideration on the length remaining in the session and the direction you're going. Now, you did see the teleportation circle in Zyrteth's Mountain. Did you want to use that, or did you want to travel the traditional way?
I was planning on us using it.
Okay.
You didn't tell me I saw that. It's not on my list of known teleportation circles.
I told everybody they saw it.
It's on mine though, and Zonkiri will just minor image the sigil for you.
Spell zero teth.
I'm curious how you would spell it.
Fuck you.
Type it. Type it and I'll type it back.
Thank you, someone who is actually a friend of mine spelled it out for me.
Your girlfriend helped you. We'll go
You
look.
son of a bitch.
Get right, idiot.
Ever since he started playing League, his toxicity grew 3 times as long.
It's like the Grinch, but for being an asshole.
Just to let you know how I would have spelled it.
Thank you. You've saved me from taking things from your girlfriend. Like her life.
Yeah, you're already
No,
working
you're
on
just
that
gonna
one,
kill
buddy.
Andariel again.
Well.
I think the director should spawn 30 shadows a turn.
No, don't be silly. Make it 80.
All right, everybody, into the Spear Guardians.
Uh,
All right, so we're at the teleportation circle.
Let's fucking go.
So you all step out and find a clearing in your base to cast teleportation circle.
Didn't the lady just say probably don't teleport in there?
Yes.
no, she said don't scry there.
Oh.
She did
Oh,
in
no,
fact say, we
they-
don't recommend teleporting near to the site because of the weird effects we've seen so far. We don't know how safe it would be to incorporate directly into the domain.
Oh,
Circles are a
Oh.
little bit different, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
try it.
Those are usually pretty well anchored.
Okay.
I will
Let's look
acknowledge
around.
your warning, but I will not heed it.
We have
mean-
the plot wizard.
Well,
on our
we
side.
also got to remember that Zankiri has the perfect memory, not Fergus. So would
Well, no,
Fergus
it-
do that with that warning?
yes, and he'd send Varshi through first, and then recall her. If she's destroyed, then we know not to go through.
Just a floating eyeball for a second.
Give me a spellcasting check.
Has Connor touched your sheet recently?
No, he shook off all the DM curse from the last time. I did.
Me?
Yeah, in the abyss, you were struggling.
Why am I making a check?
Not the
Make it
base
a cir-
part of the spell, but an added effect.
I'm not casting a spell.
You're casting teleportation circle, are you not?
I don't know teleportation circle.
Oh, Daryl, do you know teleportation circle?
Swear to God, if we were talking over nothing, I'm gonna strangle you both with my bare hands.
Bare hands?
She should
Bare
have.
hands.
She's making a scroll of it for Zonkiri. We can
Yeah.
learn it.
Barrett's hand
Yes,
started
and
to light
Daryl
and
knows
shift.
teleportation circle.
Okay, then you give me a spellcasting check.
Morgana ate that fast.
The bear claws on Karen rescind. Okay. You open the teleportation circle. You all toss Varshi in.
We do not toss Varshi in.
You football
No, no, we-
throw
I-
it.
in.
I 100% am talking Varshi in.
Does it like a can in the
Are you
room?
doing like a fastball pitch or just a throw?
No, just underhanded.
toss?
She has
Okay.
Okay, her
Underhanded
standard launching procedures.
like a paper airplane.
Spiked her into the fucking ground.
Fucking
Uh,
Bane, you're no longer hostile DM. Fucking Christ, Connor.
no, it's a violent DM.
Does the bat explode?
Damn, there goes our ASPCA approval. You toss in Varshi. The spell circle collapses.
Yep.
Then you try to recall her.
Yep.
Nothing comes back.
Well, she got poofed. Alright, let's slow walking.
Yay!
Oh fuck. Oh,
Well, do we have to walk? We have a vehicle.
oh right, I remember now.
You have fucking skyship, yeah.
We also got a motorcycle.
And a car, or like a truck. We have the scavenger and Morgana's bike.
So
And
we're
an
just-
airship.
Just start making bombs. Let's
Okay.
just bomb the castle and sift through the rubble.
Bomb them. Keep bombing them.
Legalize nuclear bombs.
Zankiri, where's the electric? Let's fucking go.
So we're about to handle the dragon. Bad news, it's gonna be uninhabitable, huh? There's a whistling noise. You drop the electrite.
Carrie just say the next to a button while wearing a skull cap and goggles. Let's
You know,
war!
We don't need to use the super nuke.
Not yet.
Not for a mere dragon.
So
Yeah, but
you
there's
all
something else in there.
board the Asmodean and begin to fly. It should take you.
I'm kind of praying it's like an Elder Brain, just so I can see Zankiri go mental.
How many miles an hour does the Asmodean go?
Pretty fucking fast. Let's see here. Let's open up.
Well, I will be taking a short rest so I can get my spell slot back.
It's gonna be multiple days still, I think. For hours.
4 miles per hour.
Okay. Zirtet's cave is
That's only slightly faster than walking speed.
96 miles away.
But we're flying.
Only slightly faster than walking speed.
24 hours to get there.
Oh, hell yeah. Do we bring in any of the bots to, like...
Hold on. The thing about ship travel, the difference from walking and stuff, is on ships you're not limited to 8 hours.
Yeah.
So rather than taking 4 or 5 days, it'll take us 1.
Yep.
But walking, you can cover 20... no, I'm real world shit. Never mind. Connor doesn't believe in real world shit.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
It's
he-
almost like it's a fantasy game.
Well, I would think in a fantasy game we'd be able to travel further in a day than we could in a real
Mhm.
world.
Well, he's arguing... Well, the non-clerk
What
is
spell did you
arguing-
just cast? What spell
We're
did you
flying. When you
just
walk in.
cast, Mister?
We're
I wish we could go faster than we could normally walk in a fantasy setting. Starts with a T, ends with an teleportation circle.
Except you just made that not work.
The one that
Don't
that's
undermine my point.
No teleportation circles,
It could have worked.
anchored locations.
Could have worked.
We're gonna find Varshi just halfway stuck through a wall. Little feet sticking out.
Hostile DM.
Anyway, time
Yeah.
passes
24
as I
hours
hop
later.
a loogie into a empty bowl of ice cream.
Ew.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it on the floor.
No, it's not in the garden department of a Home Depot.
Staring deep into the eyes of fat Weird Al.
God. You all make your way towards the mountain where Zirtet stays. You notice that there is a storm brewing around it. It looks to be magical in nature because it centers on the peak of the mountain. And the weather around it is otherwise normal. Did you all want to go through the storm to land?
Yes, let's fly our flying ship through a storm of magic and lightning.
No, that's a bad idea.
Or should we land and just walk? Yeah. We're not morons.
You sure? Anyway, you all... you all...
Fuck shit in your Cheerios, man.
Anything to stab back at you, Norvin. You all...
Anything you do for us.
You all come down below the storm before you get there.
Tell your friend to get in here. She could hear my meanness.
Hmm? Oh.
Can we move on?
I'm trying.
Yes, my bad.
You all come down, and towards the top, but below the storm, you bring the ship to a stop, drop the gangplank, are able to walk out towards the icy exterior to the dwarf fortress that you all had previously walked up to. You remember very clearly there was a safety switch towards the top that you're able
Yes.
to hop up there. Polar Baron can actually just scale it, no check needed, flip the switch and drop down. And for a moment, it's a little bit of a testament of how far you've come, that it was a struggle to get in before and survive the elements, and now you're just like, okay, well, here we are. You will notice that there are a lot more sapphire crystals jutting out of the rock this time around. And as you open the door, they get stuck. And no check needed, but you end up having to have Morgana like slam up against it to break something that was pressed against it. As you see, there was a crystal shards like grown up against the door. And you all are in Galtarem again. I do not have the map from before, but there's the main hallway. To the right was the excavation site that led into Zyrtest's lair. To the left was miscellaneous
giant
dwarf things.
Did you summon Varshi back?
Yep.
Is
Over
the
right?
giant blue crystal still there?
You send Varshi down, or you go yourselves to look at it?
Send her down.
Yeah.
It's there, but slightly hovering above the ground.
Huh.
And there's a slight vibration in the air that Varshi's particularly sensitive to with the echolocation.
Right, we start looking around for Mr. Dragon.
Yes, sir.
I would like Morgana, you don't need to make one because you're Ring of Mind shielding. But everybody else, I want you to make an intelligence save. Hmm. Hmm. Hey.
That was a Digio. Yeah. You touched a sheet to the travel.
I didn't know such thing.
You touched what did not need to be touched.
Intelligence safe, you said?
Come on, Fergus. I rely on you to be my brain buddy. Because you have a brain and I don't.
This is all good.
Hmm.
Pinky and the brain. Pinky and the
I do
Is there
not
anything you
have-
can do to save that?
I unfortunately have no intelligence cards.
Give
Although that's for checks.
Sanctuary a reroll if he wants it.
You have a
want
reroll?
Your choice, Ben.
Sure. Wait, is it saves or checks you got?
It's reroll. Reroll conserves advantage, disadvantage. It's
That's a joker.
Yeah.
Save it.
Save it. All right. Proceed to God.
Do I know this is happening?
You feel it happening.
Okay, so then afterwards we get the effects, and Ariel's gonna cast a spell.
Figure out what the effects are.
The first thing that happens is that you all, except Morgana, hear a message in your head that says, "You are not welcome here. Leave." And those of you who failed, I think you can guess who. Karen rolled his to GM, but he also rolled a 3.
I roll 3.
You all are considered frightened of Zyrteth for the next, I won't say how many hours. But you are...
On an int save?
Yeah, isn't that usually charisma?
Oh,
The
it's
wisdom.
usually
Oh,
wisdom.
This is specifically a psychic projection of fear attacked you. I felt apt that intelligence would be...
Okay.
Because you will feel in your head this after image of Zyrteth is trying to spook you away from him. But not like a living one. It's more like a looped recording. Keeps playing back to you. Who are you casting it on, Endero?
Everybody but Morgana.
Yeah. Everyone. Well, no, there's gonna be one extra person left out. Because I can only hit 3 people.
Who's the other person?
I'll go with myself since I made the save, and that means I should be immune to that for the next 24 hours.
Mhm.
At least that's what she believes, because that's how that spell usually works. Who
Yeah.
knows what our DM decided to do?
Yeah, that was awesome. All the rest of you all receive Inland Fortress. Did you want to proceed to the right down into the quarry into Zyrteth's lair.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
You all make your way down.
Straight to the beastie.
You
Double beast?
rappelled down the lift
Oh,
system that was
bef-
broken before.
Before we head down there, I cast Aid at. This thing was definitely confirmed past adult. I don't want to deal with the repercussions of that. So, out of the box, I'm guessing at 4th level Aid on. Let's see here. Who has the most pain to gain? Zenkiri, and Dariel, and the one who's going to get shit rocked the most, Morgana, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, this is a burrowing dragon.
How much does 4th give us?
4th should give you about 15 HP. Rep that one.
Yeah, less HP than Kagaz. My poor robot.
Yeah. Weak.
Well, since we're already not welcome here, Morgana's gonna take the Dragon Slayer out of Endariel's bag of holding, and
Give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back.
Gotcha.
Hey, Fergus, sorry for being a shit and delaying things.
Oh, good. I'm probably a little testy right now because I'm not feeling too great.
It happens.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some more pierogies.
I'll never apologize to you, Pyro.
I'm aware. I've made my peace with that. Shall I throw your goblin in a well? Ho hum.
If you like my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, baby, let me know.
None of that.
The
Wow.
Rod Stewart song, dude.
It is not.
Yes, it is.
Ethan.
Do you even
Hang
know
on.
who Rod Stewart is?
No.
Oh, God. Tristan, please.
The
Get
name
close
sounds
in age to me.
the
Please.
name sounds familiar. I don't know.
That dust coming through the mic.
What about you, Fergus? You know who Rod Stewart is?
I
I
only know
barely
that
hear my
song
man.
from Book of Life. So
Kristen.
He's a singer. He's a singer. He was a heartthrob like back in the 70s and 80s, I think.
Tristan.
So
I
20
listen
years
to
before I was
50s
born.
God
music.
damn it!
What?
Still does music.
Fergus is trying to twice now.
What?
Fergus is throwing shade at me for being older than dirt.
No, I'm throwing shade at you for thinking some of us remember something that happened decades before we were born.
Not remember, just know of.
My family was more into the 1950s music when I was growing up, not 70s or 80s.
Very.
That was in the Hairspray music.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, scorpions, poison,
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
hair metal, really shitty music.
What?
There's like 2 hair metal bands that I actually don't positively hate, and I can't
Heck
even
is
think
hair
of their
metal?
names. Oh my god, glam rock.
Most famous ones are the
Yes.
Kiss, yeah.
Although I will never consider Kiss as rock. Kiss sucks.
It's a no here with AC/DC.
AC/DC is not hair metal
No, it's not hair metal. It's just.
or glam rock.
I was not talking about that. I was talking about rock.
Yeah, they are just rock.
Yeah.
I know negative information about music genre information. So
Oh, also, good news, guys. Cromwell, or not Cromwell, yeah, Cromwell. Yeah, Cromwell. She wants me to attack Moonwatch.
She wants you to attack?
Yeah, she wants an enemy that will unite her with the people, and
She
basically
wants
told me to name my price, and then she'll give me whatever I want to false flag attack the place.
Oh,
Oh, so
Does she think, well, you're gonna be willing to stop attacking before you win?
She doesn't know that part. That's why I'm telling you guys right now.
It's
oh
like,
my!
this is Zankiri. He's not gonna just pretend to attack. He's gonna attack to win.
She wants the big bad necromancer to be
He's
her
probably-
propaganda.
I think they're probably just trying to make a fake attack, not blame it
wants
on
to make-
Kiri,
Zankiri,
but
he's not gonna do that.
Oh, she said she wants an enemy to unite the people with Cromwell. So she wants it to be announced like Zankiri's the enemy and he's attacking.
I just
Quote, I need an enemy to unite my people to fight. Nothing unites like a common enemy. Name your price.
She wants you to mega mind it, just run in on a cloud of flying minions, just go presentation.
Also, she offered to turn me into a demigod.
That's the worst thing she could have said.
That's why I posted what I posted.
what did you post?
Posted, you know how much I would have to lose to be on your level? Oh no.
That woman still thinks she's on level footing with Zankiri. And it's like, nah, woman.
The best part.
Zankiri's been looking down at you this entire time.
Hold on, no, that's not true. She doesn't still believe that. This is actually like the first time she's believed it. Because remember, when we first got here,
She was
She was terrified.
she just flat up paid me off.
Yep.
Yeah,
With a house.
She paid you off with Fortnite.
There's a possibility that Connor can hear this stuff, you know?
Yeah, no.
I mean, he hasn't put it together yet.
Just pulled it up.
Well, if he could hear it, then he did now.
Hee. Yeah, well.
He didn't, because he'd be yelling at us.
He
Yeah.
sprinted back to his mic, right, fell and busted his knee. Again. Ah!
Is that they
What?
What?
Yes, actually, that was what we were talking about.
Have you realized it yet?
So you.
I ruined it. Boo.
So can we rename it to the Battle Bus now that we're in the air?
It was.
Yeah.
It was my idea, Connor.
Nothing unites a populace like a common villain. Am I right, gamers?
You're going, Tristan.
Sorry.
Oh well.
Oh, well.
Was it recording at least?
Don't worry, that's not the only thing, Connor. You'll find out more later.
Oh yeah. The JoJo
Okay.
thing.
How long will you believe yourself?
Don't worry,
I've
Connor.
never believed in myself.
Don't worry, Connor. That was it.
Anyway.
If there's more, I don't know about it.
Or maybe that's what he wants to believe, Connor. What is truth?
He's doing the Jack Sparrow.
But you have heard of me.
How can the enemy know what we're doing if we don't know what the fuck we're doing? Are we back or are you just here? Okay.
Airdrop some pierogies over here.
No, I'm going to eat them all, and you can have none.
Oh. Yeah. I do have some taquitos in the fridge, but I don't feel like putting them in the oven. Yes. 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 It's just that meme Shane put the other day. The one involving killing kids. What we call a target-rich environment, sir. Hey. How much XP are they worth versus the mature version? Oh, fuck.
Hmm?
Bye-bye. Big stretch. Yes, that was a fantastic stretch. I popped twice.
I went and grabbed the pot. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, is it, don't want to keep Fergus up too late. He's recuperating.
If this turns hostile, I don't imagine it'll last long.
I do have a question though.
Hmm?
Is this dragon of the appropriate size to be pokeballed?
I thought it was. Thought it was gargantuan when we saw it last time.
I think we were looking at it. It was somewhere between adult and ancient. Connor wants to bust us down with a great worm right now. I think we're good.
I mean, to be fair, it's a gem dragon that can teleport, so it can just teleport past the wall of force.
Yeah. Wait, I thought. Am I thinking of the wrong spell? I thought that one fucks with teleporting.
No, you're thinking force cage.
Okay. Correctly this burrow. Meh.
I'm still here.
Okay.
He's here with the pot of pierogies.
It's a huge creature. I went back and looked at the video.
Oh, I did forget to pause the recording. Well,
Fool!
Sounds like a.
Karen's just Fortnite dancing right now. Just, I am free.
well. Welcome back? Question mark.
Feels like we never left.
You all are descending after having aid cast on you. Descend down, grappling down the ropes towards Zyrteth's chamber. There, you start to see a glowing blue light from around the bend. Do you approach stealthily?
Sure.
Guess so.
As stealthily as Morgana can be. Clink, clink.
I'd like everybody to go ahead and roll stealth then.
And Ariel's just gonna stand there for a couple seconds and think to herself. Pretty sure this dragon has tremor sense, as she very sneakily tries to walk in there.
Bravo 6 going purple.
I shall slightly hover with my boots and sneak in there. I
Wow.
should. Let's see. Do I? Did I actually get medium? Yeah, so
I think
this
it's
is
just
at
music for Dragon Lair.
advantage. 20.
Pretty
Not
good.
disadvantage.
Do you have this?
I'll give Morgana a flash of genius. Get her to
Oh.
18.
Really?
What?
We got a 4.
Nah, I'm just joking. Oh, ooh, huh?
We got someone with a 4. I don't think we can fix this.
Well, they're screwed, not us.
I mean, so if it's a group check, then as long as half the people succeed. That being said, it is a dragon, so the odds of succeeding are extremely low.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, dragons have like 18 or higher passive perceptions. Unless we're talking about a white dragon, they can't see shit.
The recording sees me highlighting the passive perception of the dragon.
So do I. I'm right behind you.
Whoa! Chainsaw sounds from distantly behind my mic.
Wouldn't be that distant.
Not for
Oh,
long.
never mind. White dragons actually have expertise in perception.
Oh.
Guess that makes up for the +1 they have to wisdom.
Damn. Alright. So, you all attempt to enter stealthily. So, did you drop that flash genius, Silver?
I'd save it, probably.
Yeah, I guess I'll save it.
You start rounding the corner stealthily, quote unquote, and you see the blue light leads up to this wall of looks like some glowing crystal wall that leads into the chamber that you all have met before. You've been in before that has the horde. As you approach, you start to feel like you start to see like the small pebbles on the ground constantly rumble, and like the stalactites slightly vibrate above you just constantly. And as you approach, can somebody give me perception or investigation as you're coming across? Because it's the looking through this wall is translucent, and ooh,
Nice.
everybody but Son Kiri will notice there's a dark spot.
I didn't roll.
Oh, go
Let me
ahead.
just. Let's see.
Oh. Oh.
I'm right there with it first.
And Daryl, I'll get to the extra part you see in a second. Everybody who succeeded, which is everyone but Morgana and Fergus, will see that there is the wall here, a very slight curve to it in towards you all. And there's like a, you can see the outlines of the mound, and you think you see Zyrteth on it. And Daryl, with ghostly gaze, you peer through it. You see Zyrteth is there, but he's not sleeping on his hoard. He's actively glowing and much bigger and seemingly more powerful than before. As you see littered around all sorts of magical items and such that all float and have that same kind of look like the large sapphire in the dwarf hold had. And you're piecing together.
Dissemination of information.
You piece together that he's ascending into a higher dragon form at the moment, and he's encased himself in here to protect himself while he's been schnoozing.
He's digivolving.
You will relay the information to the rest of the group.
You all have also interacted with gem dragons before, and how they've encased things in their element. So you feel like there's a way you could, if by putting your hand on this wall, you feel you could probably try and communicate with it.
Can she tell what stage of dragon he's ascending to?
Yeah, he's finishing up becoming. Well, I'll say give me a nature check just to be fair. Because dragon stages aren't necessarily common knowledge. Nature or Arcana.
Oh, let me switch to Arcana then.
Okay. Yep. As I said, I was like, dragons are like magical beings. I feel like that would be it. Yeah, he's becoming an ancient dragon, or rather, he's finishing up being ascending to ancient.
Shit.
Yeah, if we're gonna interrupt him, now would be the time.
Do we have a
What do you
battle
guys say?
Yeah.
I'm ready for a tussling.
Head on out.
Zunkiri will start casting a spell and put his hand on the sapphire.
How many skeletons did you bring with you?
Same as usual.
What spell do you
Okay.
cast?
Oh, he's subtle casting. It's gonna take a while. Don't worry about it.
Tell me what spell you're casting.
Private Sanctum.
Okay. What's the cast time on it?
10 minutes.
Okay. So you place your hand on the wall.
Yep.
You feel the surge of electricity up your arm as you touch the psyche of the dragon. As it communicates with you. I know you. What brings you to my lair?
Yeah, we've been sent to check on you. Apparently your disappearance has been noted.
Good to know the people of my land still recognize when I'm absent.
Yeah, so open up. We need some proof.
I'm afraid I can't open up for you.
And why is that?
I'm in the middle of something.
So?
I can't stop that something.
I guess. Okay. Fine. Fair enough. Zunkiri just look. Go ahead.
I thought he continued. Did you really come all this way just to see that I was here?
That is why we are sent here, yes.
That you don't seek to take my treasures, slay me, just seeing that I'm here? Truly, this is your whole mission.
I mean, we were told to kill you if we felt it was necessary, but you have not really. I mean, you shouted us when we came in here, but not exactly a hostile action. We are entering into your home.
You feel a sensation of confusion on his end. Well, who sends you to check on me?
Top of the chain, Cromwell. Giving us a moonwatch.
Ah, I know the Mage City. Surprised they didn't send you to harvest me.
Like I said, they told us to kill and harvest you if we felt it was necessary, but yeah, I don't really have any plans on turning your corpse over to them. She's acting a bit bonkers at the moment.
Oh, I know, isn't it wonderful?
War is always fun.
You get it.
Yep. That being said, and he turns toward the party. All right. Yeah, he's not going to open the door. We got to open it ourselves.
I'm assuming you took your hand off when you said that. So we didn't hear the open it ourselves part.
Yeah, sure.
I'm worried about your yeah sure attitude here with this guy.
I am sick.
Oh, okay. As long as
I-
that's it.
I'm not planning on fighting this guy. I just want to kill him and go to bed.
You sly dog.
Okay. That assuages my worries. Carry on.
For now.
We can also wrap up if you're wanting to go to bed.
No. Let's go ahead and kill him.
But did,
I've blustered about this enough already.
We lost a whole session.
Besides, look at it this way. It's a chance to prove me wrong.
Prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like an RPG. Sometimes it feels like a Telltale game.
I'm gonna roll something for Zyrteth. What's your spell save DC, Zonkiri?
19.
Ooh.
Do you have an idea of how we are to enter this?
I don't have to roll that anymore, but I will just to...
I could get one of us and me and one other person through fairly easily.
Let's see here what we got here for Big Bang spells.
I mean, just open it up like we did the last Dragon's Crystal thing.
I can't remember how we did that. We just break it.
Zonkiri placed his hand on it, solved the psychic puzzle, and unlocked it.
Oh, okay.
Psychic puzzle, my favorite planet.
And Dario, why don't you take a stab at it this time?
Oh, yay! And Daryl will place her hand on it and attempt to solve this puzzle?
You place your hand on it, and Zyrteth... I'm assuming you're with the other one?
Mildly.
I already told him. I'm not opening up.
Yeah. Can she feel the lock so she can start tinkering it with while he's talking to her?
Give me an intelligence check.
I'm gonna be a little honest with you here, big man. Why are you being so courteous to us?
I'm in a good mood. When you're a war fanatic and civil war is about to break out, it's hard to be upset about things.
Oh. Okay. There it is. Fucking button. Fucking great. Love
Did I
my
use a
wisdom.
+4 in that intelligence roll? What do you guys think?
It would probably be good.
Actually, you don't need to, because I'm just gonna do that on my int roll. +5. So it's a 20.
Okay. You find... It's not... This wasn't necessarily designed as a puzzle, but you find the, like, structure and the way he's projecting this field. And you find a weak point, and you're starting to press on it. And you all notice there's a small crack in the wall that starts to expand as Zendariel focuses on it.
So you're excited about this upcoming war?
Upcoming? It's practically started already. Forces in Freyrick already start to mobilize. Moonwatch has built its own standing army. The old Commonwealth of Leoteth remains stagnant and primed to be taken over, and without an old regime that people can default to, the two warring parties will fight until one annihilates the other. And that could take, and you hear mentally him lick his lips and teeth, ages.
Mentally smacks the lips.
Or a third party could come forward and end the fighting prematurely.
All the same to me.
How long does it take me to break open this damn door?
Give me a sleight of hand check. You just
Oh, this is gonna go well.
How many minutes have passed?
just as a or give me a
Or you didn't.
or
Give me-
yeah, I was gonna give you a charisma option to just distract him in conversation.
Okay, charisma roll.
That'd be a deception.
Yeah, deception sounds great. I was trying to decide which proficiency. So
Yeah,
deception.
not proficient in just in any charisma check. Actually,
Any?
any.
Aren't you a warlock?
Yeah, she is. Have you met her?
You thought
I was about to say, she really doesn't focus on that kind of stuff.
Oh.
If I could get some bonuses to that roll,
I'll
guys,
give you a flash of genius for that.
it gets me to 16 or 17.
16.
you're right. You can get trained in that, but you have to learn from Roy.
Should I give up +4 to make it a 20?
No,
Yes.
you can only use it once per roll.
No,
using Flash
they're
of
two different
Genius.
things.
Oh,
Flash
Flash of
Genius?
Genius
Oh.
and then a card.
I'm just asking, do you guys think it'll worth it for a +4 on this rather than like during combat with it?
I
Oh.
think we should save it for combat, but that's just me.
Granted that Fergus sounds like he's going to vaporize this thing in a single turn. What do you think, Fergus?
Single turn's a bit of an exaggeration, but
Hey Connor, can I use my class?
So you burning the card?
yeah, go ahead and
sure.
burn it.
Sure. +4, so it's a 20.
With a 20, it won't be surprised when you do it, but it also doesn't clock you in time that you're doing it to stop you.
Okay.
You distracted in conversation enough, and we're going to suspend the disbelief of how Flash of Genius works on this. And you find
It's just literally silver going up. Be nicer.
Yeah.
Is that really
Hey,
genius?
compliment his scales, quick!
You should smile more.
Flash of common sense.
I
Stop
assure
me
you,
right before I call him an idiot.
I assure you, common sense in and of itself is a form of genius.
Common sense isn't.
And as you get your hand
Common sense, what
properly
is that
on that crack and Dario,
with these people?
you force your hand forward with a little bit of an Eldritch Blast in it, boom, and blast open a 5-foot hole. And what you see now, almost like a large eggshell, the chamber has been encased in this material, and you've broken in. And immediately, as soon as the threshold's broken, Zyrtest's eye pops open.
Here's Johnny.
And that's where we will pick up next time. Because there's... Well, Zonkiri says he has a method... is hinting that he has a method to ice this guy.
You just want to hear it?
Yes, I would like to hear it.
So, Private Sanctum stops all teleportation in the area.
Mm-hmm.
I have Cloud Kill. I can subtle cast Cloud Kill.
You were already subtle casting Private Sanctum,
I don't need to cast them at the same time.
which will be out of meta magic points.
And
How long does Private Sanctum last?
a day.
So you're going to stand here for a day as combat starts?
No?
Why would he?
So combat's starting as you're breaking in. You've got Private Sanctum going off.
Yeah.
So how are you going to manage to subtle Cloud Kill?
Once Private Sanctum goes off.
It's not concentration, I don't believe.
No.
He's putting him in the gas
He is
chamber.
gas chambering the dragon, and we're just gonna stand out here. Because he already encased himself in there.
I'm still not gathering how you're getting your next day's meta magic back.
I don't need more meta magic.
You said you were
Yes,
going to
that's-
subtle.
And the
It's
next...
2 points.
He has multiple points.
Settle's a single point. You have 2 points when you take Meta Magic Adept, and Subtle Cast takes 1 point to cast.
It's only one? I thought it was two.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
Oh! Holy.
So
Oh,
I
much I can-
basically get 2 spells a day that I can cast without verbal or
How
somatic
much do you think,
components.
Connor?
that's where the confusion was. I thought it was 2 points for subtle put.
No. Yeah,
Okay.
and then Andariel just walls of forces him inside the Cloud Kill.
I'm going to say now that will not be the insta win, so we will pick up on it next session.
Cool.
Great, now he's taking away spell features.
Damn.
You thought it was gonna say on the barbarian? No, I gotta spread that around. But
Now, first off, you tried giving me Archaeomancy so that you could take that away, and then it didn't work, so...
Yeah.
Gotta go after the regular spellcasters.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I will see you all for next week, and then our 2-week hiatus, and then we'll be back in June.
Cool.
Yay.